we're honoring the tugboats that were built here in DeLand in World War II. Most people don't realize that on Lake Burford, we built 29 all-steel tugboats, and they're pretty good-sized boats for use in the harbors. And until recently, everyone really didn't know where they went. And I started doing research after I retired. I found a builder's plaque that was actually on one of the boats and wondered where that boat had gone, and then started doing research on individual boats and found that 16 of them actually went to Germany and were involved in things like D-Day. This particular boat, ST-344, was without a doubt 100% certain at D-Day on D-Day +1, and they were building the mulberries, the docks off of the coast of Omaha that were crucial to our success there. It's one thing to send the men in, but if you had to keep bringing in troops and supplies and everything, or you weren't gonna win the battle. And sadly, 6 weeks later, it blew up, hit a mine off the coast of Cherbourg, France, and exploded. And while I'm doing internet research, what do I find? A photograph of one young man that was killed on that boat. He's the only one that we know of by photograph that was actually killed on that boat. We don't know what happened to the rest of the crew. We assume most of them were killed. Captain Frank Gardner Gould won a Navy Cross. This guy was brave to the point of, wow, he attacked a Japanese harbor in the Solomon Islands in 1943 with his destroyer by himself. Went in, fired a batch of torpedoes, turned around and booked, sank a cruiser and 3 destroyers without getting hit. What a way, that's how you do it, right? So, but he earned the Navy Cross, and virtually nobody in town knows that. Gould Insurance Agency family, okay? And another relative was killed back in World War I that was a Gould. Now this plaque has an interesting story. It's an exact copy of this one, except for the eagle. That was on the wall out there. And before this room was ever started, the veterans groups helped me raise money to honor all of those who have been killed since World War II. Because we had World War I, World War II names on the Wall of Honor. So we've added plaques for Korea, Vietnam, and the modern wars, which led to this room because I said, I've got all these photographs of these people. This is important. So I brought in my World War I buddy here. That's a real uniform. There's his picture, believe it or not. The shoes are not real, but everything else is. This was stolen. It showed up in a buddy run an antique shop downtown, Jim Carousels. He's on my board of directors for the tugboat group, and he called me and said, "You ain't gonna believe we just walked in." And I said, "Save it. When we get the room, we'll give it back to the city." We donated it back to the city because this cost $1,000 to make back then. Nobody has any idea where it was, how it got produced, where it was originally installed. Nobody knows. Doesn't matter, it's back, but it's still interesting. And because of that, we went ahead and brought in the World War I guy.
He never married and never had any children. But he had appointed 9 men to set up the Bert Fish Foundation before he passed away. And he was involved. He wanted 3 hospitals built here in New Smyrna, Sanford, and DeLand.